about it yesterday about how obnoxious she is to play against, and I don't think I've realized it until now that I see a Symmetra almost every other game. Rather, Symmetra was used before as kind of a niche hero, a hero used by a lot of one tricks, but she is fairly obnoxious. Her turrets do end up slowing you down, which can be quite a bit of a pain to a tank and a support. Doesn't like Edison actually going over to the Doomfist instead, though, as we do see May Doomfist. Okay, so punching people into the walls is going to be the main aim, but Sparkle is sticking on the Vara. So we are seeing a little bit of variation when it comes to it. GC Busan, they're going to have such big problems dealing with Sparkle, though. And look, his ult charge already, Harry. Like, the point isn't even unlocked.
He's hitting these rockets, man. There needs to be a good wall here. Sparkle needs to be walled out, potentially, but they're also looking for these bisections, so they've got Alpha.
Yeah, well, that's the best start you could possibly hope for, to be honest. But they do end up trading main tanks, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But Sparkle already has the barrage. I'm not sure anybody from GC Busan Wave really caught that one. He does manage to find one, but the problem is you're going to get traded out rather easily as Delight takes you out of the skies. Attempts were made by Edison as well to try and get onto the high ground with the Doomfist. Everybody going fairly low on the side of Element Mystic, though. No real protection for the rest of the team, and D.Va can kind of scoop up the rest of the kills. Nice little wall there to stop the healing coming through from MCD. Point guard unlocked. GC Busan will end up finding the first cap, but Element Mystic are going to jump straight back on there as MCD is still alive with the Nano.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that, but he won't be able to get it on Alpha because the line of sight was blocked by the May wall jaws. It's going to be cleaned up here for GC Busan Wave, and Wright was really the hero of that entire fight for me. Not only was the only one who managed to catch Sparkle on that barrage, get a huge amount of eating done with the defense metrics, but he also ate heals that were headed for Unique from MCD, making sure that Mercy wasn't getting healed up, allowing for the kill afterwards as well. So ensuring that Sparkle didn't have anything to try and sustain him in that fight, nor did MCD. Would have had to have used that bardic grenade to sustain himself. Sparkle obviously coming in from high ground again, trying to burn some of that defense matrix as he builds up towards this next barrage. But this is where GC Busan, they want to be here. They've got the opportunity to wall people in on the point.
Yeah, that they do. And Edison's almost got the Meteor Strike as well, so he can kind of commit his whole self to the back line and then just escape for free. But they are up to 75% now, so they should be okay. Nice little pick off by Edison already, taking out Alpha. A Resurrection will end up coming through, and they actually punish the Lucio for trying to aid in the Resurrection. But as it gets eaten by Ritz, Sparkle picks up himself a nice little double kill, but can he make any more of an impact here on the point? Delight's just quite easily taking him on the field as Sparkle has to be near the ground in order to do damage because everybody's just sitting on the point. The coalescence from field are coming out as well. Sparkle ends up falling over, and GC Busan still continuing to hold this point. Daydream with a double kill, sends off the beat in the end, and Element Mystic now staggering themselves back onto this point. Alpha's going to be able to get the supercharger down, but it's going to do little to nothing as that Meteor Strike lands, and GC Busan are going to clean the rest of Element Mystic up.
And again, Ritz is the hero. He's looking so good on this D.Va, man. He managed to eat up the Blizzard as well. He's just staying alive. He's so evasive, even though he's taken a lot of damage from Sparkle. Evidently, D.Va is not dead yet, and well, that's a pretty dominating start here for GC Busan Wave, pulling Element Mystic on the defensive on a pull. Going over to Sanctum now. I'm expecting maybe we'll see Alpha go over to something else. Like I said, his Orisa has not been the usual pick for Element Mystic. They would usually bring out Takoyaki when they want the Orisa. Maybe Alpha's been grinding it. It's been going very well in scrims. We don't know the internal ways these teams work, of course. Delight, I think, here is just on the Symmetra to give a teleporter because it's so important to have that movement speed when you have an Orisa, because obviously does not have much mobility. Very static hero, doesn't mean that they can get into place very quickly. There it is. Pop out there, Orisa, and then you just swap over quickly for Delight.
No, I was kind of hoping we'd see a little bit of Symmetra. Like I say, it's fairly obnoxious to play it.
Good shield pressure.
Unfortunately not. It's going to be, yeah, a whole lot of shield pressure on the McCree and Delight. Oh, well, that's not the best start of the world. Unfortunate. Both main tanks finding the kills to start off with, but Daydream going down for GC Busan Wave is kind of disastrous, as Element Mystic now have 2 healers, and GC Busan have, well, they have 1. And it is going to be a Zenyatta healing them up in the front line, which isn't the greatest in the world. Point is going to get unlocked, and Element Mystic will jump on there for potentially their first point cap of the game. Nice little wall off as Sparkle does demolish the backline. Dungo is then going to end up going down. Edison falls as well as Unique gets the double boot. Element Mystic are going to cap 2, and that'll be Z1 in through the front line as well. GC Busan Wave, they're going to have to go once again. Unique with the big boot parry. There's himself a whole bunch of ult charge going into the next fight.
Sorry, Daydream, it says you may have your mortality field, but it does not work against environmental kill. Sparkle are also super good on the timing. Manages to use his Ice Block to avoid an incoming flashbang from McCree. And now Edison and Delight are swapping over to this close quarters composition. They want to run straight in with Daydream and his speed boost. That's a good hole.
Good
Got him
hole,
again.
finds one. MCD ends up falling off. Use the Coalescence as well, so that's now not available for this or the next fight. Edison does end up going down, but that Blizzard should be enough. XC just running towards the back line, even fading and kind of getting owned by his own water by Sparkle's wall. But it doesn't matter, they were already dead anyway. Element Mystic now, with a couple of ults still to spare, control the point still. 50% on the board now, and GC Busan can't really get past this main choke, especially against a Mei who's just so good at holding these.
Yeah, Edison's going to have trouble trying to engage here. There's a wall in his way. It's a bit of a preemptive wall rather than a bisecting one. Now it's going to be a big disengage from Element Mystic. They try and get themselves back together.
Edison's going to jump onto the point, or at least try and seismic slam onto the Moirai. Didn't end up working out so well, though, as Alpha gets pulled off the edge. Edison goes a little bit wide with his rocket punch, and XZ is going to clean up the point for the time being. Fielder and Jungle end up going down. Unique finds yet another boot kill, this time on Edison. And Element Mystic looking like it's going to be 100-0 on this map as well. 80% on the board already, and GC Busan have to come back with only a supercharger.
And they're holding so aggressively. GC Busan Wave, when they make these aggressive pushes as well, trying to create that space, they are getting environmental kills. Element Mystic need to be a lot more careful as we go into this final fight.
Another pull off. That was very, very close. Delight almost fell off the edge, which pretty much signaled the end of the fight. But him being alive is going to be also important. He's so close to that Blizzard, 30% away. If he can just stay alive, it's going to be perfect for GT Busan. Nice pickup to start off the fight, though, as Sparkle ends up finding one. Meteor Strike's going to get used as well on the back line. Edison finds yet another kill. MCD ends up going down. Element Mystic routed. GT Busan finally end up capping the point, but it is going to be an OT. Does mean Element Mystic need to win one fight to take this map and send us to a third one on control.
You love to see the new combos, George. You see Busan Wave doing the old Meteor Strike and Hulk combo there. Django dragging everyone in so that Edison can deliver the maximum burst damage from that ultimate. Eviscerating MCD even while he had Coalescence up. That ultimate's not going to be available for like another 20 seconds now. Sparkle's almost got the Blizzard though. They're going around the back, making sure there's no chance for environmental kills, and they can try and use this area for safety and cover as they engage.
Oh, nice Blizzard E by Hub, and that's the start you wanted to see. Coalescence is going to get used by Fielder across the map. It still manages to reach the point, however, as the beat comes out as well. There's so much pressure on the front line, but that big Blizzard straight into the Death Blossom. XE finds himself 3 kills. The self-destruct finds 1, but it doesn't matter. That's a 4th kill there for XZ, and GC Busan didn't really see that combo coming. And Mystic ends up destroying, getting a team kill. And this manages to get back onto the point in time, but Alpha quickly dispatches of him. And now it's all about the clean-up for Element Mystic. Just stay alive underneath the Coalescence. You even have the beat to back you up if you really need it, but they shouldn't. Element Mystic are going to be able to claim Sanctum as we do get sent to our third map.
That was a great performance there from Element Mystic, turning it around from the 100-0 that occurred on the first stage. That could be so demoralizing, Jaws. Of course, it's just going to be a little bit of cleanup here and there, but GC Busan Wave can't do anything here. I really liked a smart Maywall usage from Sparkle during that final fight. Actually walled off the path to the pit to make sure that they could not be double booped, because we actually saw everyone being booped towards the side, and then you'd likely try and combo that with a follow-up halt from your Orisa as well, because you can take people a very long way over the side if Jungkook's on the same page. So Sparkle puts a wall between themselves and the pit to make sure that there's no further displacement that can be applied to try and clutch out against them in that final fight scenario. Going over now on to Shrine. Looks like we are going to see Element Mystic play more of a regular composition as we'd expect. The new GOATs from Overwatch League.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big question. Were the team's going to just straight go up into this comp, knowing it's one of the better comps in the game currently, or were they going to flex up a little bit? We've seen a little bit of flexing here and there, and Edison, once again, jumping on the Doomfist. You thought it'd be the other way around. If you saw the team names, you'd be like, ah, okay, Element Mystic playing Doom. This makes a lot of sense, but Edison this time around playing it. Sparkle seems to prefer the main, obviously, XZ on the Reaper. It's a lot of damage from the skylight there as Hubin is on top of the wall. That Milk Missile damage is nothing to be scoffed at if you're GC Busan, and Edison already goes down, but losing Alpha, your main tank's pretty bad unless you got XZ on your team, killing off Jungkook as well. Double kill to start off the fight for Element Mystic as they do move on to the back line. You got to kill Delight before you can end this team fight. He just dominates the points just so well on the May, can block people up, of course. There will be a coalescence to try and savor this fight, but a little bit wasted, I feel like, on the side of Fielder. I'm not entirely sure what that one was about, as your main tank was dead, like another person was down. There's not really any hope as XC was running around rampant. Bit of a wasted ult, but at least Daydream's got that beat coming into the next. But Element Mystic have got almost 6 ults of their own.
So much damage done, Jules. Eggsy basically got his Death Blossom as far as you get Coalescence. He's doing big damage on this Reaper, and you lose out on that when you bring out the Doomfist instead. You've got the burst damage, you've got a bit more utility, but you cannot substitute that for the huge amount of pressure onto the tanks.
Beautiful wall off. Got Coalescence going through, and XZ can just wait for this defense matrix or a freeze onto the Diva. However, the Beast's going to come out first for Daydream. Doesn't help Jungkook though, as he ends up going down. A nice little move onto XZ straight into the Blizzard, and this is the fight they were after. You got to kill XZ before this fight can begin if you're GC Busan. Edison manages to find the kill with the punch into the wall, but Element Mystic still controlling this ground. And with Jungkook going down as well, they haven't really got any shields to hide behind. They're just hoping for a self-destruct kill. There will be Habin chucking his in as well. However, he doesn't get anything, and Ritz comes up with a kill onto Alpha, and now they can move back on, knowing Jungkook's going to be back in no time at all.
XZ is also going to come back very quickly though as well. Reaper's got multiple movement abilities, Edison's trying to clean it up.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. As soon as Jungkook puts his shield on the point, your supports are going to be saved. The rest of your team as well, as you can kind of huddle behind it. Edison finds the kill onto XZ. They should be able to clean the rest of it up. And Element Mystic, they do end up losing the point, but GC Busan now have to fight against this. 68%. That's a fight and a half if you're Element Mystic. And they have that Blizzard coming into the next fight. Delight is a little bit further behind.
We've seen lots of beating Blizzard so far, Jules. Already 2 in the series. We're going to have to see these maids be a lot more idealist about when they use it. But Edison, not like this!
What are you doing, Edison? He's up on the high ground, tried to get the ground pound, but decided against it when he saw 6 members of Element Mystic. XZ is now just going to walk to the back line without fear. However, Delight has got that Blizzard almost. They are just going to hold on to this point, using that Coalescence to push everybody away. Sparkle ends up killing Jungkook, and this is basically it and over for GC Busan's attack. They're going to commit the Blizzard anyway and hoping to find a couple of kills. They do start off the fight pretty well in Unique. With actually 1 support going down, this is very winnable now for GC Busan. XZ gets punched around as well, but turns around 180 straight to the face of Edison, manages to pick up the kill, and now it's going to be on Delight to try and control the pace of this fight. XZ's in a whole lot of trouble as the self-destruct does find the kill, as GC Busan continue to hold this point.
Ritz has managed to keep touching it, coming in through different entrances, Jaws, even while Element Mystic were in control of the point. As far as we were concerned, for such a long time, they never got the flip over to start accruing percentage. What a fantastic fight from GC Busan Wave, and again, it's Daydream. He's done it 2 fights in a row. Booping XZ midway through that Death Blossom, making sure it wasn't doing as much damage to the backline as he would have liked. Sparkle has this Blizzard ready to go. Again, Ritz, he can be the hero, he can try and eat this, but needs to be a preliminary freeze onto him while forcing out that defense matrix.
XZ is now on the McCree. Hate's getting booped around as the, oh dear. Oh man. Sparkle at least gets the Blizzard off, but he instantly goes down. That Coalescence is going to chew through everybody. XZ on the sidelines on the McCree, picks up a couple of kills of his own. The Blizzard was all that was needed. Sparkle does die, but the problem is GC Busan end up falling down anyway. 80% now on the board to 94. GC Busan are going to have to get back to the point ASAP, but they've got a lot to deal with. Unique's got the beat, Harbin's got the self-destruct as well, and XZ, if he's lucky enough, might just be able to stop Delight getting this Blizzard off.
Edison goes to the emergency swap. He wants more consistent damage onto these tanks. Shores with the Reaper. He can try and chew through the sand barrier of Unique, but it's an aggressive hold from Element Mystic. It's the last fight between these two now.
They're going to speed on in. Delight has that ult as well. Throws it onto the point. Knows there's no defense matrix to eat it up. But that beast is going to come through just in time. Element Mystic aren't going to get frozen up. And Edison actually goes down. A nice little flashbang straight into the ult. Oh, the little fake out as well. Delight thought he was going for it. Chucked an ice cold in. But XE just dodges it completely by coming out of the high noon. They run over the front line as well. OT's ticking through. Element Mystic are going to take control.
And a beautiful turnaround. Any Deadeye reloaders in chat looking there. Gets his Peacemaker full again, delivers the damage. And this was such a executed fight. They actually baited out the usage of a Blizzard, and we saw that they made sure to use that central pillar to get a break in the line of sight, making sure that this freeze would not apply. They could back off. That was a great usage of the fan, the hammer as well. What a highlight reel for Rexy. A triumphant return onto his hit scan role, which is becoming increasingly prevalent in 2-2 meta. Of course, you need it for Reaper. You can bring it out on the Widowmaker as well. I wonder if we're going to see the Xe stay in for the remainder of this match, or if it's just in a pool.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, his McCree was pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Maybe we'll see a little bit more Reaper as well. That wouldn't surprise me either. But we're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. Map number 2, up soon. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Element Mystic versus GC Busan Wave. 2-1 was the scoreline on Nepal after we saw not only destroy on the Reaper, but destroy on the McCree as well, as we do move over to our next map. And man, it's good to see Xe back in the roster again, Harry. Are we going to see him once more on this next one? But again, do we see Takoyaki? This is the big question for Element Mystic. They've got so many players kind of waiting in the wings that it's a bit harder for GC Busan Wave to maybe predict what was actually going to happen in terms of rosters.
Yeah, true. And also they played Orisa on all of the points. So potentially they have just been having Alpha grind out on this Orisa. And they want to use him because it means more consistent shot calling potentially for Holtz or from the Orisa in terms of movement. Anyway, going over to Paris, which is a bit of a hard point on first. It's very good to play an Orisa on because you've got a great sightline on the main point of ingress for anyone who tries to come in and assault. But Jaws, when I look at Paris, I think about Widowmakers as well. When Xe, we've seen Widow's come out, and Xe's Widowmaker, nothing to be sniffed at. A Widow duel between him and Edison would certainly be interesting.
Yeah, Widowmaker a little less prevalent though. You really want that high ground control. I mean, more often than not, you see something like a Mei to block off the Holt hooks if we do see a Hog Orisa come through as well. Widowmaker can work. You do have quite a big sightline when it comes to the defense, as you can set up in the theater at the back right-hand side. Yeah, but the sightline's good, but the problem is I think your front line just gets run over if you get either rotated on or they do run some sort of soft dive comp with the Winston and the Diva as well. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, of course. Element Mystic will be on the defense first. No substitutions are to be had, so we are seeing Xe and Alpha stay in. No Takoyaki just yet. GC Busan Wave will be on the offense.
Edison likely just going to have that straight rollout teleporter again. But let's talk about what that win on Nepal means for this series, Shores. We are going to be running, as most playoffs do before grand finals, in a 1-3 format, which is like a best of 5, except draws don't matter. All is forgiven when you have a draw. First person to get 3 points moves on to the semi-finals, and getting to the semi-finals is pretty important, Jaws, because there are 3 gauntlet spots available for Korea. That means that after all said and done, there will be a spot, there will be a fight to gain that gauntlet spot between the 2 semi-finalists who don't make it to the finals. Both these teams want to get there. Element Mystic, of course, won the Pacific Showdown, and he is rolling out on that win.
Yeah, that he is. Got Farah online as well. No Mei to be seen. Quite strange. I do normally suspect a Mei coming out on this map. Sparkle's Farah is pretty sick. Let's not lie to ourselves. And Delight and Edison, they're actually going for a big dive with Junggu on the Wrecking Ball. This is very unlike what we see in a lot of other regions.
MCD needs to watch out. He's going to be a prime dive target here. Anna's got no mobility and little ability to defend herself. It's going to be down to Hanbin to have some big peels here. Potentially Alpha as well. With the Holt, there can be a concussive blast. But for now, just Busan Wave, they just want to make their way as safely as possible towards their targets. But this gives time for Element Mystic to rotate out of the line of fire.
Sparkle takes the skies once again. He's going to spot Daydream fairly low on the sidelines, but Daydream's a pretty hard target to hit on the Lucio. I say that, Sparkle ends up killing him hand-fielder with a couple of rockets. Easy peasy. Xe taken out to Delight as well. One push swiftly brought to an end. They do lose 2 people, though, in MCD and Xe, but MCD is going to get brought back alive.
Xe will be able to return. He does have that infrasight. That just shows you how much damage he's been doing. Potentially not the headshots, but the body shots as well to make it deliver so much pressure. And you go for a body shot, you get a direct with Farah, boom, they're dead if they don't have a huge amount of health like a tank. Edison going to swap over to the Sombra. He is going to be detected, found out by that infrasight, means that he's not going to have any ability to stealth around yours.
Yeah, he's going to try and go for a manual hack in the skies, but everybody saw it coming, so instant damage was dealt, and Sparkle lands himself yet another kill. No defense matrix either for the Diva, and Ritz's history. Peggy is more than safe on the backline too. You got to think about the pressure that the Widowmaker exerts, especially when she's not being paid attention to. You don't have to kind of side strafe in danger of the enemy Widowmaker trying to pick you off. You can just literally sit there, just aim, and just concentrate on clicking heads, and that's exactly what he has been doing. Sparkle just demands so much pressure in the front line on the Pharah, and now he has Barrage too. They have 5 ults online. GC Busan Wave barely have 2. Delight's going to have his Blade, though, online for this next push.
And on Mystic here, they want to force out Ritz's usage of the defense metrics so they can land a big barrage for main play. Delight almost has
barrage is going to come in. It's actually going to be a nano barrage, but it gets eaten all up. Delight has the Blade too, but no ultimate to really use with it. He hasn't got to the nano. Sparkle ends up killing himself, unfortunately so. Unique still has the res, but it's a bit too dangerous to go for. Actually with a sick flick shot onto Delight as well as he does jump over the bridge. Both supports from Element Mystic are kept alive as well, but Element Mystic will end up foregoing the point just for the time being, as GC Busan are going to be able to get back rather quickly. MCD finds Filder as XC continues to cause havoc on this Widowmaker. No one's killed him yet. I mean, he's died once, but in this push, there's no one dealing with him.
Yeah, just no. Everyone's just like, okay, we need to get on the point. We need to try and dive Anna, right? Doesn't have the getaway ability. And now we're going to see Delight has ready to go the Blade. He's going to be revealed as he tries to come in. There's going to be no defensive ult to try and deal with him. But maybe they can try and ward him away using that self-destruct. Everyone needs to make sure to watch out.
There's the beat. He's going to go over to XD. He does manage to find the kill. He gets hacked in midair as well. Not the best hack target in the world. Manages to find one for the Blade, but it will get traded as Daydream goes down to the self-destruct. Delight taking so much damage too. Look at the pressure that's getting exerted, not from only Sparkle, but XE on the Tracer now as well. The EMP from Edison was pretty good though, as Sparkle ends up getting hacked and instantly taken care of. But Unique is still alive, high in the sky, on his mercy, and actually gets the resurrection onto Sparkle. MCD taking care of himself as well, killing off Django in the back line. And Element Mystic continue to hold this point. There's only 10 seconds now for GC Busan to get back, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it as 6 anyway. Sparkle gets resurrected and finds himself a 2-piece, as GC Busan will get halted on Paris on first without a tick.
They don't even have a tick, George. Django's here. He's rolling around. He's not going to be there for long. It's an early use of a power driver and fielder straight into the fist. Element Mystic are looking so solid. The clutch appears to be back. They're winning fights they should not win.
MCD is the reason why they win these fights, and XD. MCD stays alive for so long on this Ana. There's just nothing stopping him from healing. Again, if you're not pressured out as a healer, you can do whatever you want. You can position more risky. You can go for the risky sleep starts rather than defensive ones. You can go for the Bionades rather than saving them for yourself. Same with XE. If you're on the Widowmaker and no one's paying attention to you, you are going to do so much more than if you were getting pressured out by a Genji, a Tracer, a Doomfist, some form of dive. XE was destroying this entire map, and it felt like GC Busan had they had very little control, but it felt like they had very little focus as well. Edison switched over to the Sombra, managed to get an EMP off, but then no one was paying attention to Unique. The hack targets from Edison, the vanilla ones at least, were a bit suspect. I mean, you're hacking a flying Widowmaker. What's that going to do? Oh, you're hacking the Wrecking Ball? This is great, but Unique's also resurrecting off onto the sidelines. Yeah, I was like, oh man, can't place down that vid of mine. Oh, what a shame. Well, I'm dead anyway because Genji kills me. Like, I don't know. I think Edison Sombra is pretty good, but in this situation, I don't think it was that good at all because he's not focusing out the healers either. Or XE just kind of free on the Widowmaker. It took a Dragon Blade to kill him the second time around. That's not the investment that you want.
And the response to that Dragon Blade was so good, Jules. We actually saw XE and MCD sort of like scatter in opposite directions so that they had some obfuscation as to where everyone was going. MCD was pretty much hidden afterwards. We saw that Delight dashed to where he assumed MCD would be, but there was nowhere to be found, that Ana, and he was just slashing impotently at midair like, guys, where did the enemy team go? MCD, he's scarpered, man. He's off to a hell back. He's going to see you later. You may have got XE, but you still got to worry about Sparkle. Now, look, Mystic, they're guaranteed a draw here, Jaws. And like I said, first to 3, draw means all mistakes are forgiven, and we'll just carry on with the series. Just Busan Wave going to be looking to try and halt this aggression with a McCree Junkrat. What year am I living in?
Well, 2019 apparently. Junkrat, especially on this map, is pretty good at like locking down these entranceways. The problem is the Sparkle's on the Pharah, so there's almost no pressure from Delight. Edison is going to be the main damage dealer, is what I'm trying to say, trying to take out Sparkle. They are just pushing themselves onto the high ground, a whole lot of damage done to Jungle, and he has to back off. Beautiful Byronade as well, actually forcing out that immortality field. Edison finally takes out Sparkle, but his tank line is kind of in tatters at the moment, who's had to scurry back all the way to the point, giving Sparkle and Lexi so much space.
Just slow attrition's more than enough, and now they're cooped up in these side buildings. It's going to be moving on to a point. You need a single tick, Jules.
Dragon Strike coming in as well from XE to clear everybody away from that mega health pack. Nano on to the Farah. Sparkle unleashing the barrage as well. Jungle ends up going down. XE's going to take out Ritz as well. Edison's all alone in the theater. A ticket for one will be a ticket to the grave, as Element Mystic end up securing 33%. Edison couldn't get back onto the point in time, neither could the Zen. And that will be them taking the second map in the series and going up 2-0 on match point as well.
Yeah, that's match point, Jules, and we talked about it at the beginning of a series. Maybe Element Mystic were just like trying to survive. Let's get to 2-2-2. That's where we really are at our best. And maybe Exe, he's just been training. He's been out there. He's been doing the Darwin Workshop aim training all day, getting these flick shots back. We knew that he was a high impact DPS player. He was the hit scan specialist for so long. And they phased him out, but now he's back and he is doing so well on these heroes.
That he is 2-0. Feeling pretty good if you're Element Mystic on 2-2-2. We'll have to wait and see what they want to do in map number 3. Do they bring in Takoyaki? I don't think so. Is Exe going to step away? I don't think so. They're going to be permanently in. There's no way you switch them out now. And Sparkle on the Farah. Surprise, surprise. He's pretty good at that hero. Surprise, surprise. He is pretty good on Doomfist as well. There's not really many heroes he can't play. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. We'll see if Element Mystic can make this a clean 3-0.